Hi, welcome into this SBA 7A versus 504 loan review video. I will be unpackaging everything you need to know about these special programs as an alternative solution as well. If you couldn't get into the SBA EIDL, the targeted advance, you missed out on the PPP, or you got funding for these, you've been declined, you are in the reconsideration appeal phase and all of that, and would like an alternative solution, these ones are great for you. And also I want to mention, if you haven't seen my other content on SBA EIDL, you want to be updated, I put some content down below in the description so you can view those videos and see other alternatives as well. Now, before I get going, my name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and I come out with content on all SBA EIDL, all SBA loans, business loans, real estate financing, business credit, and many opportunities for you to take advantage of online. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you don't miss any future SBA EIDL updates that I'll be coming out with, grant opportunities, and so much more on this channel. Now, let me get into this. We're looking at the SBA.gov site, and in a moment, I'm going to get into the 7A, but I'm also going to cover at the end the microloans after the 504 loan. So make sure you stick with me until the very end of that. Now, if you need help getting funding for these, I'll leave links to them down below in the description with special programs and how I've helped plenty of people already get 7A, 504, EIDL loans. And if you're looking for grant opportunities, then I'll leave a list of that down below, like a document or somehow you can get in there to check them out, even review videos and so forth. But starting off with the 7A loan, what is it? It's the SBA's most common loan program. I would say it's the most popular one, aside from if we're looking at the current market trending right now, the SBA EIDL is kind of going down because it's been stopped as of December 31st. And a great alternative would be the 7A loan. And it's very popular, and it has been for a long time, and including financial help for small businesses with special requirements. This is the best option when real estate is part of a business purchase, but it can also be used for things like short and long-term working capital. You have refinance current business debt you want to take care of. You want to purchase furniture, fixtures, and supplies. So the maximum amount that you're going to see all across the board here, it is at $5 million. Some key eligibility factors are based on what business does to receive its income, its credit history. If you know about the SBA loans, they require a higher credit history with it. And where the business operates, your lender will help you figure out which type of loan is best suited for your needs. Now, getting any type of government funding can be a more, not complicated. It is only complicated if you don't understand the eligibility and the qualifications, and I'm going to be getting into that in a moment. But it can be a longer, pushed out process so you can get that funding. But nonetheless, you are working with longer terms and shorter rates. So that's an attractive piece. So are you eligible? To be eligible, you have to operate for profit, be considered a small business as defined by the SBA, be engaged in or propose to do business in the United States or its possessions, have reasonable invested equity, if you have to put anything down, use alternative financial resources, including personal assets, before seeking financial assistance, and be able to determine a need for your loan. Again, that's a very important thing. If we've spoken, I've likely asked you that question or will. Use the funds for a sound business purpose, not be a delinquent on any existing debt obligations for the U.S. government, and some things for ineligibility. I'll leave some of this information down below so you can check that out. What you would need to have to apply. So there's going to be documents in this, of course. It can be a little heavy. Borrower information form, complete SBA form 1919 and submitted to an SBA participating lender. Background and financial statements completed both from the SBA 912, statement of personal history, and SBA 413 personal financial statements. These help the SBA and other stakeholders assess your eligibility. Business financial statements, submit the following to help you show the ability to repay your loan. Profit and loss statement, current within 180 days of your application. Also include supplementary schedules from the last 3 fiscal years. Projected financial statements include a detailed 1-year projection of income and financials, and explain how you expect to achieve this projection. Ownership and affiliations, business license or certificates, loan application and history, income tax returns included, signed personal and business federal income tax returns of your business principals for the previous 3 years. Resumes, including personal resumes for each principal, business overview and history, business lease. So if you're buying an existing business, gather the following information. So before I get into that, the SBA gives you more flexibility than the 504 loan program, where it's mostly restricted to commercial real estate, right? CRE loan type of products and what type of builds you're going to make with that, what type of projects, as well as equipment. So let me get into that very quickly and then transition back. So the CDC 504 loan program provides long-term fixed rate financing of up to $5 million for major fixed assets that promote businesses growth and job creation. So similar to the 7A, you're getting up to $5 million. 504 loans are available through certified development companies, CDCs, CBA's company, SBA's community-based partners who regulate nonprofits and promote economic development within their communities. CDCs are certified and regulated by the SBA. So unlike the SBA 7A, you're working with the certified development companies within the 504. So am I eligible? To be eligible for a 504 loan, you must operate as a for-profit company in the United States or its possession, so similar to what we just saw with this SBA 7A. Having a tangible net worth of less than 15 million, so that's now where we're getting into some of these revenue requirements. Have an average net income of less than 5 million after federal income taxes for the 2 years preceding your application. So that is very important when people are asking for this type of information. I always get these questions about it. So other general eligibility standards include falling with SBA size guidelines, having qualified management expertise, a feasible business plan, good character, and the ability to repay the loan. You're going to see this commonly with every other type of loan as well. If you don't have enough to repay it back, your financial statements, your credit history doesn't show significant proof that you've been making any kind of payments, your utilization rates, have you been paying it on time? Do you have an extended amount that you may pay, but you're like, people are wondering, the lenders are like, why has it been extended for this long and hasn't been paid? All those factors come into play. So how do you use a 504 loan? A 504 loan can be used for a range of assets that promote business growth, again, and job creation. Unlike with an SBA 7A, which we just saw here, it can be used for many purposes. We can use this as working capital. You can use this for type of real estate. You can use it for buying an existing business. And it's more flexibility with the SBA 7A than I would say of SBA 504. And one thing I'd like to mention, if you're here wanting to get real estate financing through the 7A and SBA 504 program, a great one to look through is GoKapital, which I've helped plenty of businesses get funding through. A lot of advantages to come through them. And you can choose between the SBA 7A or the 504 loan program. This will be down below in the description. I won't go too into depth on this because I have a separate video that goes into the SBA 7A with GoKapital and the 504. But you can expect loan amounts from 200,000 to 10 million. The 10 million being the SBA 504, and then the 5 million comes in from the SBA 7A. So at a total there, if we combine the two, it'd be 15. But we don't want to combine the two if we're talking about getting an SBA 7A and an SBA 504 in one. So flexible repayment, 3 to 25 year terms, SBA loan rates, lowest rates 5% to 9%. And so that is an advantage there. And then we have eligibility requirements, things we're looking at here with 12 months of business bank statements, 2 years of business tax returns, 2 years of personal tax returns, year-to-date financial statements, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, copy of recent credit scores. So some of the things that I've already mentioned and what we're going in there. So at a glance there, you can see what we're requiring, things like credit score at 680. We have time in business, 2 year low, 5% to 9%, 3 to 5 days, 1 to 3 months to fund. So approval is 3 to 5 days, 1 to 3 months to fund, which is more or less what you're looking at anywhere else. And so I'm not going to go too into depth on this. Again, there's a separate video down below, but I would highly check out GoKapital as one of the ways to get funding for your business, SBA 7A, 504, or any other type of loans you would like to. We do all business loans and real estate financing as well. Now, here we're going through the 7A. As you can see, we just covered that. If you're buying an existing business, current balance sheet and profit and loss statement, as I just mentioned on the 7A with GoKapital, federal income tax returns for the previous 3 years, proposed bill of sale, including the terms of the sale, asking price with schedule of inventory, machinery and equipment, and furniture and fixtures, franchise, jobber or licensing agreements, proof of equity injection as well. You may be required to submit more SBA forms based on the specific use of proceeds or fees paid on loans package or to a broker or agent. How can you use this? 7A loan. Long and short-term working capital, revolving funds based on the value of existing inventory and your receivables, the purchase of equipment, machinery, furniture, fixtures, supplies, or materials. So before I go any more further into that, let's back up into the last bullet point where I talked about receivables. So when that comes to my mind as a business loan broker and as a small business owner of multiple businesses, and what I want to mention here is it's very difficult to get funding. I remember when I first got started too, and trying to start my own business, figuring out what did I need, all the little tools, all the financials put in place, the business plan, and then being rejected, going through the banks, not working out, going through your savings account, not anymore, whether it's depleted or you just can't withdraw it, you're trying to save it, can't turn to friends and family help anymore. I know the feeling of going through all that and being declined. One thing you can get as an alternative to an SBA loan is a revenue-based funding type of merchant cash advance, or even a hybrid, which is even better. And a company you can come and get that with, that I've helped a lot of people get funding through, is David Allen Capital Link, where you can get up to $2 million incredibly fast within a day or two of approval, funds deposited within 1 to 5 days, depending on your profile and your needs, and so forth. And you can also get up to 25,000 same day instant approval with as little as a 450 plus FICO. So if you do not meet the requirements for credit history with the SBA loan, then a great alternative solution would be with David Allen Capital Link, which again, I've helped a lot of people get in with just 5,000 plus monthly bank revenue. We're not asking for tax returns unless, let's say you are asking for 150,000, even 100,000 in some cases, then we're just going to want to see that too. It's not what you think to verify all income. It's one thing, but two, to make sure we have all the owners, if there are more than one in place, ownership and things like that, no fraudulent activity. But we don't ask for that for the most part. Payment history will earn you more. Receive funds time and time again. Add-on funds are available, and you get a personalized account manager, as well as a lot more. So that'll be down below if you want to view that content that I've done reviews already for, and I've helped plenty of people get funding with. So how do you pay back your 7A loan? So repayment terms. Most 7A term loans are repaid with monthly payments of principal and the interest. Payments stay the same for fixed rate loans because the interest rate is constant, which is great. You always know what's being taken out of the account. For variable rate loans, the lender can require a different payment amount when the interest rate changes. Very common if you haven't had other types of loans, even like merchant cash advances, maybe you've experienced this. So 3 acceptable base rates, prime rates published in a daily national newspaper, London Interbank 1 month prime plus 3%, SBA peg rates. So there's a little bit of information in there for interest rates. Maximum allowable spread, maturity, less than 7 years equals 2.25%, maturity greater than 7 years equals 2.75%. Percent of guarantee, SBA can guarantee up to 85% of a loan, up to 150,000, 75% of a loan greater than 150,000. So there's that information in there. Now let's go over the SBA 504. How can you use it? We've already spoken about what you can use the SBA 7A for right here. And now the SBA 504, can you be used for the purchase or construction of existing buildings or land, new facilities, long-term machinery and equipment, or the improvement or modernization of land, streets, utilities, parking lots, and landscaping, existing facilities. A 504 loan cannot be used for this. Working capital or inventory. 7A can, 504 cannot. So you are restricted to that. And that can be a big thing depending on what you need. Maybe you were considering getting a lump sum of money that you wanted to use towards working capital, but you can't do it for that limitation, or you just don't have the credit history, the type of revenue in place, or anything like that. And again, there's an alternative solution with David Allen Capital. And there's also business lines of credit you can get through GoKapital as one of the solutions. There are many. I've done content on business lines of credit. Look down below. And if it isn't there right away, it'll be there soon. But there are those options as well if you want to take out a certain amount, a seasonal thing, and so forth. There are those options, and for emergency funds and cash flow reasons, as well as a lot more for like working capital. So we saw that there can be used for that, consolidation, repaying, or refinancing debt, unlike what you can use it for like with the SBA 7A, speculation or investment in real estate. So that is a very important thing, or excuse me, in rental real estate. So if you're in the rental investment property industry, or you are looking to get into that, and if you need help with it, again, GoKapital is a great way to go. I've helped people get it through there very fast and easy. So how do you pay back, or what do you need to apply for the 504? All available exclusively through certified development companies. First, find a CDC in your area to ensure you are dealing with a qualified lender. Then begin to prepare and assemble your 504 loan authorization package using their 504 authorization file library, and there's links there to identify the document you will need to apply for your 504 CDC loan. But one fast way to do it through, again, GoKapital here, which I won't go too into depth, but it covers everything. There's even a loan calculator there that I'll cover in the other video. So that'll be there for you to learn more about. And then repayment terms, maturity terms available, 10-year, 20-year, and then 25-year. So more or less what you're looking at with an SBA 7A. Interest rates pegged to an increment above the current market rate for 5-year and 10-year U.S. Treasury issues. Totals approximately 30% of the debt. Rates may be financed with the loan. So there's that information there on the SBA and 7A, what you can be using them for, how they work. We got to see, if we reverse engineer from the bottom up, the 7A loan, working capital, as well as a few more extended ways to give you more flexibility. The 504 more for construction type projects, real estate, commercial real estate, things like that. And there are more limitations on what you can use it for, but you can use a 504 for existing buildings or lands, new facilities, long-term machinery and equipment. If you're not looking for traditional equipment financing loan, and if you are looking for equipment financing, then I'll have programs for you listed down below in the description. So make sure you look at those. Again, I've helped a lot of people get funding, not only with SBA and all types of loans, and I'm currently dealing with them on a daily basis. And I'm here to make sure I have your best interest at heart at the end of the day. I will never push you to do something you don't want to, and I will never leave out information that will be very useful to you. So that'll be down there below in the description. The 7A, if you're looking again for working capital, purchasing an existing business, consolidating debt, and other things as well that you would want to use it for, that's a great route to go for. And GoKapital is a great one to get into. I always have a lot of people looking to buy an existing business, and they're always questioning if they can get approved and understand how to go through that process. But one way to get it through them is GoKapital, and I've had content on that before in the past as well. So all that information will be linked down there in the description. An alternative for an SBA loan outside of GoKapital might be somebody like SmartBiz, and I've released video content on that. I'll link it down below, but one of my favorite ones to come to is GoKapital. They take care of you very well. I'll be here every step of the way too. They offer a great like all-in-one solution. They specialize as well, but you can see business loans, everything from merchant cash advances to business lines of credit, which I lightly touched on, startup business loans with personal loans, which again is something that I've helped a lot of people get, small business loans, unsecured business term loans, equipment financing and leasing. So if you couldn't get it through the SBA 504 or the SBA 7A, or you just couldn't get it through another program, and if you've been denied time and time again and you want to really understand how all this works, this information will be down below in the description. So there are many different industries we help. It's not only the cannabis, retail, dental, restaurant, loans for accountants, truck financing, which I've spent a lot of time on if you've been watching me, auto repair shop, construction, finance for builders, healthcare, transportation, gun shop, loans for funeral homes. The list will go on and on and on. It's not only, we also have medical financing and so much more. So with all that said and done, this information will be down below in the description. Make sure you get started with your GoKapital 504 or 7A loan if you'd like to learn about some of the other options. Again, there will be content that's this down below. If you would like to get up to 2 million incredibly fast without these interest rates, without collateral and hard credit checks, then this information again will be down there. If you are a startup and you're looking for funding, it's not always easy because you're not a proven business. The revenue, the time in business, and the credentials that you build up, especially if we're looking at it from creditworthiness, if we're just evaluating personal credit score or personal and business credit, but you don't have enough business credit established with those trade lines and you don't have it all set up. And if you need help with business credit, that'll be down below in the description. So make sure you get my content on that and learn about the training to get you going and so you can get approved. But for personal and startup loans, if you're looking for that, I'll have a video down below so you can just check that out and the requirements and what you need to get started. So that is everything from me in this video. Again, everything will be in the description. Make sure you view all that. And if you haven't subscribed, click on the bell please subscribe and also click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with. And for any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them for me down below in the comment section. Also, go through the description if you want to get my email, you want to look through my social media handles and get a hold of me so we can talk and so forth. All right. Thank you.